Out, snow flurries in the air and intensity everywhere for the Jets and the Steelers. The NFL on CBS continues. And hello, friends, Jim Nantz and Phil Simms here on the scene. What kind of matchup do you think we're going to see here today?
I think we all know Mike Tomlin says this game's going to unfold like a Steelers-Raven game. That means it's going to be tough, a lot of hard hitting. We talked to Rex Ryan last night, and he says, look, the most physical, the toughest team is going to win. And, of course, he says, I think that's the Jets.
Well, the Jets will be receiving the football as Pittsburgh defers after winning the toss. It's 23 again with a little snow in the air, nothing too intense. What this matchup is. Two teams that have struggled mightily in recent weeks offensively. Will they be able to get it going today? It's Brad Smith on the return from the two. He's got a wide open lane, and Brad Smith's going to break it. Inside the 20, taking it all the way 98 yards and no flag. Oh, there is a flag. There's a flag back at the 16-yard line.
Play. No foul.
He's picking up the flag. Morelli picks up the flag, a 97-yard touchdown return. Some of you just joining us in fireworks already at Heinz Field as Brad Smith takes the opening kickoff, 97 yards for a touchdown. There had been a flag thrown back at the 16-yard line, but they picked it up, Phil. His third career kick return for a touchdown. And what an electric start for the Jets. They had come in here with only one touchdown in their last 9 quarters, and that was on a Brad Smith kick return, and he's done it again. So 12 seconds into the game, New York 7 and Pittsburgh nothing.
Well, I think Brad Smith has actually gotten faster since he's been in the NFL, but you can tell just by that replay that the Pittsburgh Steelers did not stay in their lanes. And I look at the special teams of the Steelers over the years, they're always struggling with their coverage of kicks. And you think, why? Because they have great depth on their football team. They have linebackers, defensive backs. They have the talent to be very good, but not being disciplined. You can see the lane is right there. Brad Smith doesn't even make a move. It's right up the gap. And like I said, that speed of his is deceptive. And it goes all the way.
You're right, no zigging and zagging.
And you know, when you look at a game like this, so many people in the NFL, like I talked to them, I asked their opinion of how this game is going to unfold. And all they talk about, special teams. Can somebody get that turnover? Can they score on special teams? Who can steal the cheap points? Well, the Jets did it right off the start.
Well, the only player in the modern football era, that goes back to 1933, is when they draw the line. The only player to score touchdowns by receiving, rushing, kick return, block punt return, as well as throwing a touchdown.
Yeah, he's one of the few players, quarterbacks from college, that I think have come to the NFL and adapted to another position, and really just Randall L, of course, for the Steelers now, that have just done a terrific job doing it.
Antonio Brown's had a return this year, week 2 for the Steelers, and he fields it up at the 11. And he's going to the outside. Had he been able to get away from that last hit, it was Poole brought him down. Who knows? We've got an update. James Brown in New York.
Hey, Jim, at the Meadowlands, Eagles had trailed by 21 to New York. They've scored 21 points, the Eagles, in 7 minutes, including that pass there from Michael Vick to Jeremy Maclin. It's all knotted with 14 seconds left in regulation. Back to Jim Nantz and Phil Simms.
What a remarkable comeback. That tying touchdown drive. Vick scrambled once for 35 yards on a 3rd and 10. They were pinned deep in their own territory and drives them to the tie. First snap of the game, and Roethlisberger with play action has an open man, and it's incomplete. He was going for Matt Spade. They're going to be without Heath Miller today. He's out with the concussion. A lot of people thought he would play. Now Roethlisberger, again, this has been a stagnant offense, like the Jets have been in recent weeks. Roethlisberger, he's been shaken up, broken nose, foot injury, and all the likes. Pouncey will be snapping it back to him, the first rounder out of Florida. Mike Wallace likely to go over 1,000 on the season today. the deep threat who will see a lot of Rivas. It'll be a fascinating matchup within this game. 2nd down and 10. And that's Randall L. And he's dragged down quickly by Cole. And a gain of 8. Back to James Brown with another update.
Hey, Jim and Phil, you won't believe this. Take a look at Deshaun Jackson. Muffs the punt, picks it up, sizes up the situation, turns on the afterburners, and guess what? 65 yards later, he's in pay dirt, trying to make sure it runs all the time off the clock, which in fact it is. And the Eagles up 37-31, 1 second left in regulation. Back to Jim and Phil.
And he couldn't resist a showboat again with a game on the line and just straddling the goal line of the 1-yard line. That's pretty sad. But it's going to be a winner. What a move by Jackson. As Roethlisberger reaches out, and he's got the first down. All right, the Jets defense is ranked 3rd in the league in terms of yardage allowed. Wuha has had quite a season filling in for Jenkins, who went out after the first week. Harris is their leading tackler, and they have issues in the secondary because they have lost Eric Smith for this game. Of course, they lost Leonard a couple of weeks ago, so Dwight Lowry comes in at safety. He's been a corner all of his career. First down for the Steelers out at the 47. And that's Mendenhall right at the middle to the middle of the field. All right, Phil, start breaking it down for us.
Well, the Steelers, what do they got to deal with today? The 3rd down defense of the Jets. Look at it here. Everybody walking around. You're the quarterback. Who's going to blitz? Well, they all are. And they trick you. They all look like they're going to blitz. Some pull off and cover receivers. Very confusing. Ben Roethlisberger said, well, listen, we want to play a little fast pace today if we can, and we want to be aggressive on 1st and 2nd downs because we do not want to mess with the 3rd down defense of the Jets, even though they picked up their first one and kept this drive going.
2nd and 7, and a running play again with Mendenhall. He's a couple yards shy. Rides him down from behind. It'll be 3rd and 2. That's a run of 5 for Mendenhall.
Well, let's just watch it. Watch Chris Camelot pulling around there, see if he gets anybody. Seals it to the inside. Nice job. And just bring his one to show it because he's a very big athletic lineman. He does most of the pulling and is a big key in the running game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Him, and how about this, a rookie center, Marquise Pouncey, had a terrific year.
You've been impressed with Pouncey. He used to snap at the Tim Tebow at Florida, the rookie. Send it back on 3rd and 2 to Roethlisberger. He throws, and that was not going to ever be close enough for the first as Moore makes the catch, and Bart Scott's right there with him for no gain.
Well, it's so short. The Jets, they just dare you. Everybody was up there. They're pressing all the receivers, all the extra defensive players near the line of scrimmage. And what do? It just makes you uneasy. Steelers being very careful in their opening drive. And good example, 3rd and short. Very conservative call. Jets all over it.
Kapanos, 2nd week punting for the Steelers, and Patry lets it go into the end zone, bounding in there for just a short net of 25. Some of you just joining us here, and what a start we've had. A kick return for a touchdown, the opening kick by Brad Smith. And he had one, as I mentioned, on Thanksgiving night against Cincinnati. That was their last touchdown in 9 quarters played until he opens it up 12 seconds into the game with this one.
Well, there's so much to talk about this Jets offense. I'll just tell you this, from the Steelers' perspective, they expect them to be conservative because they don't want to expose their quarterback to our defense.
Tomlinson is the tailback to begin things for the Jets offense.
Look at this, they're going to blitz him first play.
Quick throw. And a connection with Keller for a gain of 2. Sanchez, you expect they'll try to give him a few throws, a few gimmies early. Of course, he's been under fire here with the Jets failing to produce an offensive touchdown the last 2 weeks after a hot start to the season for the second-year man out of USC. His offensive line has a change on the right side. Wayne Hunter, his first career start with Woody out with injury. And then he got Holmes Holmes, former first rounder of the Steelers, Super Bowl MVP for the Steelers, traded this offseason, coming back and playing on his old home field. That was almost Woodley in on the sack, and instead the pass is thrown and it's incomplete. Trying to hit Matthew Mulligan. Here's this Pittsburgh defense, #1 in the league against the rush. Only 60 yards a game do they allow. That is record stuff, with Hampton starting things on that front. And Woodley, who almost made the play on Sanchez that last snap. He had a pick 6 last week. And of course, Polamalu, as we had found out here over the last 24 hours, he is out again today with an Achilles injury. May in fact miss the rest of the regular season, according to some reports. So Ryan Monday is the safety in his place, and that's incomplete. Trying to connect with Santonio Holmes, and Ike Taylor was on the coverage.
Well, I think the Steelers have made their plan apparent against this Jets offense, what they want to do today. On the outside, two friends, Ike Taylor, Santonio Holmes. Very good coverage by Ike Taylor.
So the Jets 3 and out. We welcomed the audience that saw the Chiefs win a big matchup at St. Louis to stay in control of the AFC West. Jim Nance and Phil Simms here as the Steelers. Brown returns it to the 46. And for those, again, just coming on board, we had an opening kick return for a touchdown by Brad Smith. All right, updating this constantly moving playoff picture here on a Sunday afternoon. Pittsburgh clinches a playoff berth with a win. They cannot clinch the division because the Ravens won today. And of course the Jets at 9-4, having lost their last 2 games, trying to stay 2 games back within pace of the Patriots, and trying to get things going on the right side here after a slow stretch. Second series for the Steelers from the 46. And they go into round with Wallace. Hines Ward was out there and holding on to his block to help clear the way for 8 yards.
Well, let me say this. Mike Wallace is like that old football game. You remember the one where you push the button and it rattles and the players go everywhere? That's what he can do. And I think I undersold him early in the year. I go, I don't know about him. But all you got to do is watch the games, listen to the players talk, and especially Ben Roethlisberger. He has a chance to be a really good top-flight NFL receiver. And I'm curious to see if Antonio Cromartie can cover him if he gets free and goes down the field.
A 2nd down and 2. Across the middle and incomplete. And it was David Johnson who had a chance to make that grab. Rodney Poole defending.
Well, it was good coverage by Rodney Poole, who really played well last week against the Miami Dolphins. And that's where you miss Heath Miller. Everybody's got man-to-man coverage. Well, there's a little hand grabbing there, but I think it's a good no call. When it's close, let it go. All the rules kind of go against the defense. Sometimes you have to give them the edge.
Another 3rd and 2. They picked up one already on a 3rd and 2, then failed the 2nd time. A timeout called by the Jets before the snap. So 9:14 to go, first quarter. Jets lead at 7-0. Coming back to a 3rd and 2 after a Jets timeout.
Yeah, this is something that's rare for this Jets defense. They've only been in this twice in the last 4 games.
Redmond. Boy, was there a huge gap right off right guard. Picks up 7.
Well, quick snap count. Redmond is the short yardage back. Look at him. Look, he's big, he's powerful, and he's doing a good job up inside. Flozell Adams, and a good job behind Ward. Flozell Adams, a pickup because of injury right at the start of the season. He's big. All the teammates, they still marvel at like he's the biggest human they've ever seen. They've done a very good job filling in at right tackle.
A first down at the 39. And for the long ball. Oh, and Wallace was out there. Cromartie defending, and the crowd wanted a flag.
Well, did he dive? Cromartie, when the ball was in the air, I think he realized I'm beat. Since Wallace is on the position where he can't bump him. There's the speed. He goes right by him. And that's we talked about it already. As I thought of the matchups, who was going to try to run with Mike Wallace? I didn't think it would be Darrelle Revis because his hamstring has been bothering him. And I think Antonio Cromartie just went, wow, this guy is every bit as fast as he looks on film.
You only got to find out once, but they got away with it. Second down and 10. Mendenhall tiptoes past some traffic, gets down to the 34. Gain of 5. CBSSports.com is streamlining its award-winning fantasy games to create an even better fantasy experience. Visit CBSSports.com/sneak preview to sign up for an alert when fantasy games launch.
Got to tell you, Mike Wallace, not the biggest guy on the football field, came from the wide receiver position, came inside and got a block that gave the running back a chance to get the 5 yards. So the Steelers, just like a lot of good teams in the NFL, your receivers, you better do it all if you want to play.
Another third down for the Steelers, 3rd and 5. Comes the blitz, pass down the field and over the head again of Wallace. It was airtight coverage. Beautiful. And again, no flag. Cromartie.
Ben Roethlisberger, what's the underneath receiver? There it is, first down, open. But he remembers the play before, or 2 plays before, Mike Wallace outran Antonio Cromartie. The play was really designed to get the defender off so he could throw that slant.
Kaponis will punt it. He'll bypass a 52-yard field goal attempt. Had a touchback the last time. Patry at the 9. And out to the 22. So this does not really work all out that well for the Steelers. Just a 25-yard punt, trying to down him in there, but the return to the 22. Well, Atlanta clinches a playoff berth by virtue of the Giants losing. Giants giving up 28 in the 4th quarter. What a comeback by the Eagles. Jets lead at 7-0. Midway through the opening quarter at the 22. That punt just advanced the ball down the field 12 yards on the exchange. And that's Tomlinson to the 28. And a gain of 6. How about a little Sanchez philosophy today?
Well, let me just say this. Right hash, Mark Sanchez is on a 3rd and 18. Throwing all the way across the field and deep down the field to the sideline. The football is intercepted. The Jets, Brian Schottenheimer talked about it, says, wow, we got to give him some easier throws. To me, the number one thing, a lot of tough throws in this offense puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
A 2nd and 4. And it's Tomlinson again with a first down and a whole lot more out to the 39. Ryan Monday in the secondary stops it after 11.
Just because this defense is number 1 in the NFL against the rush, you got to go after it. And if you want to be a rough and tough football team, you've got to run the football. Rex Ryan says, listen, we got to knock people off the ball. They've gotten away from being aggressive on the offensive line and protect the quarterback, stop the turnovers. Basically, our offense stinks and we got to get better.
Sean Green comes in after 2 straight carries by LT. And a rollout and a throw to Holmes. And he has his first catch out to the 47. Gain of 7. So what about the Steelers today without Troy Polamalu when he is not dressed? Look at their record without him. 5-6 since 2008.
Well, there's so many reasons. One, he makes spectacular plays. It turns games around. And I always say this, you hear me, safeties, they destroy the running game because it's hard to block them. They come up and they take 5-yard runs and turn them into 2. That's what Troy Polamalu helps you do.
And that's Sean Green sidestepping a hit. That move picked up a first down, moves it to the Pittsburgh side. And we got another update. James Brown has it.
Jim and Phil trailing 7-0. Denver's Tim Tebow. We know he does this well on the draw. He takes it 40 yards and heads to pay dirt. That touchdown ties it up at 7 apiece. Denver at Oakland. Back to Jim Nantz and Phil Simms.
All right, JB, that looked like the right out of the University of Florida playbook. They did throw a flag, by the way, on that last run by Green. And again, they picked it up for the second time in this opening quarter. First down, New York. Steelers 48. Braylon Edwards spins around, has another first down at the 37. Gain of 11.
It's very evident what they're doing. The Jets coming out, giving a lot of formations, mixing it up, and all they're trying to do is do this. Create a little space, make some easy throws for the quarterback, and let the talented guys, Braylon Edwards, Santonio Holmes, catch short passes and do that. Make them miss.
How much does it mean to Sanchez to give him some short throws early in this game?
Already, I guarantee it, he's like, well, I feel good. I'm in good rhythm, got confidence.
And first down, they run it with Green for a yard, and Ferrier falls on him. Now, their last offensive touchdown was on Thanksgiving night in that game against the Bengals. Sanchez to Holmes. Third quarter. Haven't had another offensive touchdown since.
Hard to explain. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about when you talk about this Jets offense. They've had many opportunities. It's drop passes, missed throws, penalties, not giving the quarterback enough time. It truly is all of the above.
A 2nd and 9. Delayed give. Tomlinson. Some good hard runs on this drive. That one for 10 more. He's got an 11-yard run, and now this time for 10.
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. Let's watch it up front. It's a Steelers go for the draw fake. They go upfield just enough to create the lanes. And the toughness right now, we're seeing it. The Jets showing they want to make this game a fight. Hard running, short passes.
Well, Rex Ryan told us we're going to see if we're the biggest bullies in this league or if they are. From the 26, Tomlinson able to fall for a yard.
Well, I think, as we talked to Rex Ryan last night, I said something to him once. He kind of smirked. I'm not trying to read too much into body language. He just says, yeah, maybe I got away from what I truly believe. And we just got to get back to some of that. And of course, like I said, running the football, knowing that it's going to be ugly at times. Do you have the patience to stay with it? The Jets go out and they get Santonio Holmes, and it entices you. Hey, we can make big plays to go along with this running game. You can't do everything.
A 2nd and 9. And Sanchez has Holmes at the 15. Breaks a tackle. And down to the 5. There is a flag down at the 34. Holmes broke away from his pal Ike Taylor and picked up 20. But it's coming back.
Holding. Number 68 off there. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Matt Slauson called for the hold.
Yeah, left guard Matt Slauson. They're trying to mix it up. Here he is in the middle of your screen. Well, he gets caught just a little bit. He got caught blocking Kiesel. And he was looking at him, and he didn't see the blitzer coming too late. Then he puts him in a bad position.
Sanchez has a word with his left guard.
Not sure if it was encouragement or why'd you do it, but it doesn't matter.
Really cost him about 30 yards. Would have had it down at the 5. Instead, they're at the 35, and Brad Smith is on the field, and he set everybody to the left. And that's stuffed pretty quickly. Maybe 2 yards for Tomlinson.
So it makes it so tough when you play the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got such terrific outside linebackers who can do it all. They come from the outside and they ruin the running plays when it goes away from them.
You got to go back to the 40s to see a better effort against the run. 60 yards a game by the Steelers.
Well, the Jets off to a good start running the football today.
With the Jets in 3rd and 17. Sanchez takes off. There's a flag down. That picked up a yard.
No foul on the play.
Well, Mark Sanchez being very careful with the football and his decision making. But one thing you see, and he talked about it, put two hands on the football when you run with it. Last week he had it in one hand a lot, got knocked out, 4 fumbles.
Again, they pick up the flag. We mentioned there was
falling
a flag.
out of the pocket.
It's just falling out of. They got 3 fumbled flags so far.
It's like you with money; it just falls out of
It
your
just
pocket.
does
It's
all the time.
Can't
And you're
get it
there.
all.
And you're there to pick it up and keep it.
Tell us your way of saying you got too much.
So again, they'll bypass the field goal try. And Rutherford. Now that's the way you do it. Down at the 2-yard line by Joe McKnight. 7-0 New York, first quarter. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms in the final minute of the first quarter. From TV's #1 comedy to the #1 new comedy, the #1 news magazine, #1 news show, #1 drama on television. Thanks for making CBS America's #1 network. And that's Mendenhall. Boy, he shrugged off a hit right at the line of scrimmage. Took it out there for about 9.
Boy, did he ever. Just a good hard run. Rashard Mendenhall can take it inside. Nice block by Foster Spaeth. Again, Flozell Adams. The one thing that I was kind of looking forward and going to brag about for a little day is the front defensive lineman of the Jets. Very good against the run. They have been solid all year long.
Seconds running out on the first quarter. A game that opened with a touchdown in the opening seconds on Brad Smith's 97-yard kick return for the touchdown. And you're watching the NFL on CBS. All right, Mr. Simms, your assessment after 1.
Well, I think it's a lot what we thought. Special teams touchdown. Always something to look for when you have games like this. Who can steal yardage? Right now, the New York Jets. They got a lot more than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mendenhall, the running back, on a 2nd and 1. That's outside, has the first down, out to about the 17. So much talk back in New York about the Jets offense. Where has it been? But the same thing you're hearing here in Pittsburgh after the last couple of weeks, you know?
Yeah, it is true. Well, the Steelers, in crucial moments, their offense has come through. Of course, the Jets have done this this year too. But when you look at the game, I think the Jets, you can see their mentality already. We're going to be tough. We're going to run it. And what they found out on that last drive, and Rex Ryan told us, guys, and especially to his quarterback, remember, in a game like this, punt it. It's okay.
It's down at the 16, and a little play action fake, and going to the sideline and pulling it down with the catch. That's Hines Ward.
Well, Ben Roethlisberger, we're going to talk about Mark Sanchez today in his throwing, but Roethlisberger, so relaxed. They stack the receivers to the outside so they get the free releases. And I'll tell you this, perfect throw. Ben Roethlisberger talked to us Friday about it. He wears those gloves, and he says, man, I get a good grip. I can spin the football harder. And the receivers even actually tell me, they go, hey, it's coming, it's getting to us quicker. They like that. A lot of quarterbacks can't handle those gloves.
And that's Spaeth not able to hold on. Again, Spaeth, the starter today with Heath Miller out. He had passed, talking about Miller, the post-concussion test on Friday, but they decided to sit him down. And you look at their offensive line and the tight end position, they've been running out of bodies here in Pittsburgh.
Well, it's a big credit to them. Usually when your offensive line is in shambles, you lose. The Steelers have hung together, the quarterback and their defense.
2nd and 10. Pump fake, and now the fire, and it's through the hands again of Spaeth and almost intercepted. Hanging out in the background was Brodney Poole, who had a play on the pick.
My first thought is I think it's going to be a good throw. It looks like from here, nice little pump fake, clears the space. Nah, just a hair high. That's too hard. Even Heath Miller, you can't say, oh, if he was there, he'd have caught that. I don't know. It had some steam on it, and it was a little off target.
Now a 3rd and 10.
There's the look we showed you early in the game. 2 down linemen, everybody else standing up.
Not Roethlisberger runs away from the pressure and gets the completion and the first down. That's Emmanuel Sanders, the impressive rookie out of SMU. Picks up 11.
Well, it's Spaeth, the tight end, is going to come across, get the last blitzer to the outside, knocks him down. Nobody that has containment, and that's what you work on when you play the Steelers. Quarterback out of the pocket, stay on your receiver as long as you can, because they know Roethlisberger is going to get out there and move.
Weldy Moore, and quick move out to the 50, gain 6.
Spread them out, run it.
You know, you look at Ben Roethlisberger and all that he's been playing through. We were talking about the lineman, the tight end position, hobbled by injuries, broken nose here. He's got the shield again today.
He's got a, let's see, his right shoe is a size 15.5. His left size 14.
Yep. Especially fitted with that foot injury from a couple of weeks ago. Mario Lemieux told him he finally looked like a hockey player.
Why? Because of the nose?
Yeah.
They were a bad fighter.
And that's Weldy Moore for a couple. You know, when he broke the nose at Baltimore, he had some funny stares on the sideline, and people were coming up to him saying, "Hey, you feeling all right?" And of course, he didn't know what it looked like. He said it went in at halftime. He said,
he saw it in the mirror.
My gosh, why didn't somebody tell me?
They were all afraid to tell him. And a lot of them asked him, he was getting the question, "Hey, has your nose got a curve in it?"
And then they popped it back into place best they could. Broken and all. Finished the game, of course.
3rd and short again for the Steelers, 3 times today.
Being chased, and he's got Sanders again. Sanders with another 3rd down conversion into a 1st down.
Well, that's all because the quarterback gets out of the pocket, gives him the extra time. Drew Coleman had excellent coverage on Sanders. And that's what everybody's kind of been doing to this Jets defense. They go, okay, we don't want to throw a lot at Cromartie and Revis. We'll take the next guy. And the Steelers, their answer was, we expect our 3rd wide receiver to have a big day.
Shotgun on 1st down from the New York 35.
Like you said, keep the pace going, make the Jets declare.
Steps over to hand it off to Mendenhall, makes the move to avoid the loss and picks up a good chunk. 9 yards by Mendenhall. He somehow escaped Sean Ellis.
Well, it's in space, quick feet. That's what it takes. Oh, man, that is special.
Wow.
And, you know, you can't expect Sean Ellis to make that tackle. The question is, where's the rest of the defenders? Calvin Pace slowed down. He thought, oh, we got him. No, if he'd have been running full speed the whole way, he would have tackled him for a 2-yard loss.
This drive that began back at the 4-yard line. Now 2nd and 1 from the Jets 26.
You know, when a runner has to make that kind of move in the backfield, Jim, extra defenders, when he makes the first guy miss, there should be more defenders there to make the tackle.
Well, there was some confusion because the down markers on the sideline said 1st down.
Well, they got it straight now. The Steelers usually try to throw the football to the end zone in this situation. They talked to us about they're going to be a little more conservative as they go forward.
Looks like they've given him the 1st on the field. They did move the chains to a 1st down. I'll tell you, that previous play, the run by Mendenhall, he only went 9 yards, but they ended up saying it was a 1st down. So total confusion by the chain gang and coordination with the officials, and they gave the Steelers a 1st down. They're saying now on the field it's 2nd and 10. 2 plays ago, Mendenhall had, I believe, had to get to the 25 for the 1st. Second and 10. And a sack. That's Brian Thomas, and a loss of 6. Now let's go back a couple of plays. Phil, here's what we're talking about.
Let's watch it. Nice move.
So you can see from the far side, the ball had been snapped at the 35.
Okay, that's exactly right. Good marking. There's the first down marker. I'm not sure which side is the official yard marker, but I looked at both, and they were equal. I mean, if they were off, it was just a couple inches.
Still a big play by Thomas. The sack drops the Steelers to the 33 and 3rd and 17. They picked up a couple of third down plays with passes to Sanders. Roethlisberger gets away. He's got his man at the 16 near the first. It's Hines Ward. Big spot coming up this time.
Just a terrific job. The pump fake did it again. The Jets had an overload blitz on. They couldn't block them all. Watch the quarterback stays relaxed. Antonio Cromartie jumps up to knock it down. He does it so many times. And look at Hines Ward. Just trots down the field. He knows it's a zone. Sits in the open spot, gets the first down.
I got to tell you, that looked like another generous spot to me. They give him 18 yards and a first down. Ward has his 10th straight 50-catch season. And from the 15, that is Sanders. Takes a jet with him, takes Revis with him on down to the 10 and a gain of 4.
Now, you know, Ben Roethlisberger is tremendous with his pump fakes, even without the gloves. Now that he has these gloves on, he even laughed. He goes, it's unbelievable. He says, I can pump fake just like never before.
Well, this is where it's been breaking down on him right here, Phil, in the red zone.
Yep.
And they've had a lot of talks this week, Roethlisberger and his offensive coordinator, Bruce Arians, about how to conduct business in this part of the field. They said they've been going for it for the big home run ball, if you will, inside the red zone on first down. Got to work our way down there. As Mendenhall in traffic takes it for 2.
Well, yeah, you know, I kind of talked about that, Jim. You know, one thing, it's how Bruce Arians and the Steelers have played offense since the Bill Cowher's first year here. And that is, you move the football when you get to a certain spot in the field. If you have a play that you think can score, you take that shot. Because a lot of people believe the closer you get, the harder it gets to score.
Well, another third down on this drive. They've had 4 conversions on this series alone. And this drive now at 8 minutes. Again, it began back at their own 4. 3rd and 4, and Roethlisberger zips it and has his man for the touchdown. Spaeth. And the Steelers are on the board.
Ben Roethlisberger was tempted to run, but he stayed patient, and he just sat in there. And the one thing that sets him apart from a lot of quarterbacks, watch his throw. When he needs to, he can step into it and throw it as hard as he wants to throw it. That's one of the keys to somebody that is an excellent thrower of the ball. Can you throw it as hard as you can and not lose control? He's a guy that can do it.
Spaeth's first touchdown of the year, his 5th of his career. And the Steelers tie it at 7. 96-yard drive, the longest allowed this year by the Jets. A drive that included 4 conversions on third down, including the touchdown pass to Spaeth.
Well, they have some answers for this Jets defense on third down. And the biggest one is the mobile quarterback.
Short kick coming up for it is Smith at the 20. And they close in on him pretty quickly in a congested field. Will Allen on the tackle. That was some drive. 96 yards to knot the game at 7. Second quarter, just the 3rd drive of the game for the Jets. Roethlisberger's just tied the game on a touchdown throw, and Sanchez on first down hits Dustin Keller for a gain of 6.
Well, I was watching Mark Sanchez warm up before the game today, and they were working on it. He had both hands on that football, and really it's about as well as I've ever seen him throw it. And there's a lot of good things that come out of keeping two hands on the football when your quarterback trying to throw it. It helps your body get into the throw, and so far, he's done it pretty well.
Well, they've been working on that this week, haven't they, too?
They have.
They go Sean Green. And he's out to the 45, gain of 2, 3rd and 2 on the way. It was back to basics. Sanchez was, when we saw him last night, very excited about their practice this week. But he said, you know, I've been told my whole career, hold on to the football with 2 hands, and then in one game,
he fumbles it 4 times.
Yep.
And, you know, I looked at him because it's never been a problem for him. I'm shocked because he's played high-level competition. USC here with the Jets. He's been lucky.
3rd and 2. Going to roll out and hit Edwards. Forward progress will be good for the first.
Well, we've seen this a couple times already, and really his technique on this. Again, he runs with it with 2 hands on it. Puts the football, nice easy throw to the short side. They know by making certain, or coming out in certain formations, that the corners will be off. So it's going to allow them to throw those little short passes. So right now, good design by the Jets. Sanchez now a wide receiver.
Yep, and Smith is dropped back to take the snap at quarterback.
See if there's something new here.
Going to roll out right and keep it. And the Steelers have that pretty clock. Gain of 2, that's all. Tonight on 60 Minutes, a discovery about memory. People who have a remarkable ability to remember every day of their lives. You don't want to miss this. What could it mean for the rest of us? You'll find out tonight on 60 Minutes, only on CBS.
I don't want to remember everything. It's a lot of bad days. Oh, look at that. Smith's return yards and the Jets' total offense. But I'd still say, even though the Jets have 70 yards in offense and they produced no points, that it's still been a pretty solid first half. They changed field position. The defense, like Pittsburgh, go 96 yards.
2nd and 8. Sanchez down the right sideline for Edwards over the shoulder. Catch, it is. Edwards has it.
Well, that was
at
beautiful.
the Pittsburgh 11.
Just beautiful. I mean, it just what we talked about. He stayed relaxed. He kept 2 hands on the football and outside. Nice job by Braylon Edwards, getting by the defender and still giving some room to the outside. That's what makes this. Mark Sanchez puts it perfectly on the sideline, and Braylon Edwards can adjust and make the catch.
Right over Bryant McFadden. So the Jets offense, and they finally find the end zone. And that's Tomlinson for about 2. With 4 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Right down at 9.
Of course, this is the last crack for an offensive touchdown before Christmas. You'd hate to think they go from Thanksgiving to past Christmas before they can find 6.
Second down and 8.
Let's watch
some throw, huh?
Yeah, let's watch it. Nice fake. Looks it off. 2 hands on the football. Lets his body go. Nice and that's the one thing. I don't think he's been a relaxed thrower, and it's caused some misfires, but he had it all right there. That's why it was so perfect and on target.
It's Holmes in motion. On 2nd down, Sanchez pass batted down at the line. Knocked away by Brett Kiesel.
He's got Santonio Holmes open to the outside. Well, he's going to try to drive this football to the inside. Good job by Brett Kiesel. I mean, he's not a great pass rusher. Just hold his position. The quarterback moves. They'll chase him or knock it down.
Country to the left. Edwards wide to the right. They'll move Holmes over to that left side. 3rd and 8. They can pick up a first inside the 1. It's Holmes. Not able to get away from McFadden. Held to 1 yard. They'll have to attempt the field goal.
Pretty conservative play by the Jets. And before you even ask me, Jim, I think it's a good call because everybody was dropped back in coverage. You're going to have to gamble to stick it in there to get the touchdown. So I think that the mistake, Santonio Holmes should have gone inside to see if he could get through there instead of breaking outside.
Nick Folk, he's made 25 field goals this year, plus a franchise record long of 56 earlier in the season. This from just 25, and the kick is good. Jets offense produces 3 with 2:48 to go in the half. 10-7 New York. And we're back here at Heinz Field. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms with the Jets leading it at 10-7. Temperature about 20 degrees right now.
It's a balmy day compared to last week.
Oh yeah, Chicago.
Snow coming in.
We'll get to visit there again next week. Jets and Bears on CBS. It comes to the 6. Antonio Brown. And he's swamped out at the 23. Yeah, maybe a little warmer than last week. Well, it's still snowing. Coming up, the Sprint halftime report. JD, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher, all the latest scores and highlights. And the recaps of the big 1 o'clock games. Baltimore over New Orleans. Eagles, incredible comeback. And the Colts take control of the AFC South, beating Jacksonville. Here's a little pass to Brown, and well covered up by the Jets. Loss of a yard.
3rd down conversions by the Steelers. Let's watch them. 1, 2, 3 times the quarterback is moving. Then the final one, he stays in the pocket and drives it in there. So if you're the New York Jets, I wouldn't blitz Ben Roethlisberger too much. I'd try to cover him and see if the front 4 can get to him.
2nd and 11. Spaeth, the touchdown maker, has a 1st down. And it'll take it down to the 2-minute warning. Got away from Bart Scott. Steelers will have a 1st down coming out of the 2-minute warning. Down 3. Coming out of the 2-minute warning, with the Jets leading it at 10-7. 1st down for the Steelers. Redmond in the backfield, flanking Roethlisberger. Stays in that pocket, and over the head, there is a flag down near the 50. He was throwing it towards Sanders.
Good change up by the Jets defense. They had him 3-man rush, extra defenders, nobody open.
Holding. Number 31 to the defense. 5-yard penalty automatic. 1st down.
Antonio Cromartie, number 31. Top of your screen, just grabbing a jersey and a little tug. That's enough to get the flag thrown against you. Anytime the official's standing there and he sees the jersey being pulled, they have to throw the flag.
So new set of downs starting at the 40. 1:55 to go and a full allotment of Pittsburgh timeouts. Back over to Spaeth, who's having a busy afternoon. He's got 6 yards out to the 46-yard line. Now, Mike Tomlin told us this is going to be like a Steelers-Ravens game. Does it feel like that to you?
Not quite.
Yep.
No. I think the Steelers offense has got some answers for this Jets defense. They're being pretty good. They're executing a lot of plays. On the other side, Jets doing a pretty good job too. Mark Sanchez been smart, accurate with the football.
2nd down and 4. And Roethlisberger on the go, and he's down a hookup with Mike Wallace at the 39 and another 1st down.
Well, if you're the Jets secondary, you go, hey guys, we're covering him. But you can't let him run around back there and give these receivers a 2nd and 3rd chance. That's a really nice route by Mike Wallace. He's been releasing, going down the field. That time when he started to bend it outside, that's pretty tough for Antonio Cromartie to try to cover that.
A little nod to Isaac Redmond, who picked up a blitzing Dwight Lowry to allow Roethlisberger to zip that to Wallace.
The blitz pickup has been awesome by the Pittsburgh Steelers so far.
They have a 1st down at the Jets 39. Right between 2 Jet defenders and holding on somehow. That's Emmanuel Sanders for 5.
Another receiver they really like. It's just something the Steelers starting to get some of these young receivers involved in this offense.
And Pittsburgh takes its 1st timeout. Who can resist a good football game, even in the busy season? One last day off. We got the Sprint halftime report coming up with JV Dan, Shannon Boomer, Coach Cowher. Scores and highlights coming up. Sprint halftime report. 1:09 on the clock. 2nd and 5 from the Jets 34. That's Jason Taylor who jumped across.
Defense, number 99, neutral zone infraction. 5-yard penalty remains. 2nd down.
Jason Taylor, born here in Pittsburgh just 2 weeks before the start of the Steelers' first Super Bowl season back in '74. So that penalty on the Jets. There's not been a penalty call so far on the Steelers in this game. Bruce Taylor then went to college down the road, if you will, not that far away, over in Akron. Sets up a 2nd and 1.
I think the Jets, they're trying to decide what to do. They're trying to play pass coverage, changing up, only rushing 3.
Pick up the first down, bulldozing ahead down to the 23-yard line. Mendenhall with a gain of 6.
And that's another Steeler.
Plenty of time for the Steelers. Still 2 timeouts.
Fake the spike, throw it to Wallace. Oh, and Wallace had a step on the defenders. The old Dan Marino play.
Wow, that was some great fake spike. I was getting ready to really criticize them if they were going to spike the football in this situation, because Roethlisberger, he was going to spike it. It was a very good acting job. Everybody standing around, and the throw's pretty good. I just don't know if Mike Wallace quite understood what they were trying to accomplish. Jets had pretty good coverage, though, so you can't say they were totally fooled.
He had hit 8 passes in a row, his longest stretch of the season. Now he's got a 2nd and 10 with 48 seconds. Incomplete. Out of reach for Sanders. Well, it was a game between the Dolphins and the Jets.
Let's watch this. This is Mark Ingram, the receiver. Pretty good, you know, just a really good throw and catch.
Yeah, I thought
Marino did a good job of throwing it behind the defender.
His acting was better actually in Ace Ventura, but he got the touchdown pass in that one.
All counts.
3rd down and 10. And incomplete. Sanders turned around a little late.
Boy, really good coverage by Darrelle Revis on the outside. I don't know if this is the matchup they really want to go after, but the idea is to throw it behind him. That's what he wants. He throws it exactly where he wants to, but it's just too tough an adjustment for Sanders.
42-yard field goal on the way. Sweesham, who has not missed since being signed November 16th. 9-9 on field goals, and this kick is good to tie the game at 10. 33 seconds to go in the half, so the Jets offense could have time for a little business. Game tied. 10-10, 33 seconds. Jets with 2 timeouts. What do you expect out of them before halftime?
Well, I expect them to do just what they did 3rd and goal, or where it was from about the 10-yard line. Be conservative and play the way they've been playing all day long, especially on the offensive side.
Sanchez staying loose. Of course, the last time they kicked it to Brad Smith, it was a shorter kick, but it was into the wind as well. Factor that in.
Well, it was, but still, the Jets got the football on the 37-yard line.
Sweesham keeps it on the ground.
This guy should have picked it up.
Turner. Boy, he took off running, didn't he? Out to the 37, that number you mentioned. Tonight on CBS is the season finale of Survivor, followed by the live reunion show. And guess what? Jimmy Johnson's back. Hear what he has to say about his time on Survivor tonight, only CBS.
Well, since the Steelers kick it off like this. Oh, wow, he just lets it go. That's hard stop to tight end. And then now with this good field position, this changes your thought process. The Jets see if they can make a play and get in field goal range.
And again, 2 timeouts. Good protection. Little gain there. Edwards for 5 yards.
Well, you got to call a timeout right now if you want to try to score. To let this go, well,
taking way too long. That snap came at 29. So,
well, it just tells you it's not a big concern to try to make it happen here.
Tomlinson, their leading receiver on the season, has it to the 48. Now they take a timeout. Tomlinson's first catch of this game. One last heave, possibly on the way. You didn't like that time management there, huh?
Well, if you're trying to really truly get into field goal range, when you threw the first pass, it was in the field of play. It's immediate. I mean, everybody should have been jumping to call timeout. The coaches and the quarterback. The fact that they didn't, it just lets me think that there was a whole different plan here.
Down the sideline and just thrown out of bounds to end the half. 10-10 the score at the intermission. Sprint halftime reports coming back after this message and a word from your local station, and you're watching the NFL on CBS. Here in Pittsburgh, Jets and Steelers tied at 10. And let's take a look at the Droid Pro Play presented by Motorola. And we begin with the opening kick. Brad Smith, Lance Laurie with a huge block. And then the likes of Stevenson, Sylvester are not going to chase him down. He's going to take it back 97 yards for the touchdown to begin the game.
Great block by Lance Laurie for the Jets was the reason why that lane to run in was so big. Well, over the years, we have seen a lot of special team breakdowns here, haven't we? With the Steelers, championship game, regular season games against the Ravens, the Patriots.
Yeah, and years when the franchise and the program's been in great shape. It's the one part that's given them a lot of problems through the years. Nick Folk, and this kick short, bounces at the 22 and scooped up by Brown. Ends up only to the 26-yard line. We've talked again a lot about how these offenses have struggled. Both cases coming into the game, and what did you make of their efforts on each side in the first half?
I think both teams went in at halftime. They're pretty happy with their offenses. The only thing that really confused me in that first half was the Jets, how they handled the end of the end there. If they call the timeout, points are so precious, you cannot let an opportunity go to get a field goal try. Or if nothing else, one throw 50 yards into the end zone, which they did not do on that last play.
Roethlisberger looks right side, zips it in there for a short gain to Wallace. Picks up 4 yards. First half summary. And the Jets' offensive touchdown failures now extends to 11 quarters and 190 plays. And Pittsburgh, in its last 13 quarters, now has 2 offensive touchdowns. That's it, along with 2 defensive touchdowns.
And 10 field goals.
10 field goals.
So, you know, they can move the ball. They're just not finishing off. And you know what I say to all those stats about the Jets? You know, I just go, it doesn't matter. It's just right now, find a way to win the game, no matter how you do it.
Up the middle, near first is Mendenhall.
Talked about the Jets' offensive line, showing some toughness, being aggressive, getting some runs against the Steeler defense. Same with the Steelers. Just plowing it up in there. And, you know, you runners, Mendenhall, oh, boy, another good block from the right side. Ramon Foster having a good day. Pouncey to the center. Excellent job in the pull by Chris Keomatu. But Rashard Mendenhall, he understands what has to be done as a running back against this Jet defense, and that is run straight ahead, full speed.
And that run picked up a first down. They fake it to him. Got him, man. It's Wallace spinning around down to the 40 with Lowry dragging him down. The man in place of Eric Smith tackles him, but a gain of 24. And Ben's laughing.
But it's just a terrific throw. I don't know what the route if Fitz is playing or not. Watch Wallace go down the field. I said, well, they got it covered. He's going across, but he stops. Oh, he finds the open hole. No, that was a design play. Just a good job of turning, seeing the defense, and look at the rotation on that football. Like I said, when he wants to step into it and drive it, Roethlisberger can.
Longest play for the Steelers today. Now cutting outside. Mendenhall. It's another good first down gain. Give him 4.
I really believe when you watch Roethlisberger play with these gloves on, that it really frees him up. I said that to him, Jim. I said,
yeah,
it just kind of frees your mind up. You trust the feel of the football. You know you're going to have a good grip. The only thing that's bad with them, sometimes when you throw short passes, because you're not going forward with enough speed, the ball can stick to the glove. He had one last week going in to score that should have been intercepted, got lucky. A Bengal defender dropped it.
Yeah, just kind of, again.
Yeah, soft throws can stick to your glove.
Second down at 6. It's to Sanders. And he's about 2 yards short of the first. It was the game against Cincinnati last week.
Yeah, you watch it at home. He's going to throw it to his left. He's going to touch it over the top. He gets the arm down, a good spot. That's how you want to throw these. Oh, and he hooks it. You can't even see the receivers back in the end zone. That's how bad he hooked it. And he said it. That's the problem with those gloves. But he hadn't had to worry about that today because it seems like most of the throws, he's just stepping into it, and he's throwing fastballs.
They've had a number of 3rd and 2s today. They've had 5 in all. They've converted on 3 of 4 so far. Got another one. Wallace. He's free to the 25. Gain of 8.
Only veteran quarterbacks really that have so much experience, confidence, and they never panic, and that just explains him. Right side, nobody open. Look how long it takes. He's going left, throws it right on target to Mike Wallace. Well, you know, Mike Wallace, he was just a guy that could run deep early in the year. Now he's running routes, deep comebacks, going across the field. He definitely replaced Antonio Holmes here.
He's got 3 catches on this drive alone. Now 50 on the season. Step move outside Mendenhall. Gets past Scott. Breaks a tackle, and Mendenhall's inside the 5. Got away from Bart Scott. Then he broke a tackle of Dwight Lowry and picks up 21.
Well, he's an all-in-one. And look at the blocking again. Oh, man, how about that block by 68 Chris Keomatu? But Rashard Mendenhall, speed, power, feet like a dancer, which he is.
Yeah, he's done that.
He's a dancer, and look what he does to the outside. What a compliment to the passing game to have a runner like this.
Driving it on that Jets defense. 2 plays already on this drive over 20 yards. 1st and goal to go. It's Mendenhall. Well, he might break free for a moment. Buha in there along with David Harris.
You know, as I look at this game, Mark Sanchez is over there going, wow, man, I'm cold. Let me get on the field and get a chance to get things going. But the Steelers were confident that they could run the football. Bruce Arians said, look, we're going to run right at them. But what we also want to do, which they've done today, kind of get it going outside and then just full speed ahead, which Mendenhall's done a good job of.
Legursky on the line as an eligible receiver. Arians said if you can run the football on a Rex Ryan defense, you can run on anybody.
That's a good line.
2nd and goal, and they're going to try to run it on him, and they're in for the touchdown, Mendenhall.
That was some push by the left side of the Steelers line. got down, opened the hole. Wow, nice job by Johnson, 85, the tight end, coming in there and getting it done. David Johnson once again, left guard, came out to, cleared it out.
Nice snap. But it's driven through by Sweesom, and the Steelers have the lead. They take that second half kickoff, keep it for almost 6 minutes to go up 7. Look at Mendenhall. He's got his 1,000-yard season. Already had that one coming in. Now 10 rush touchdowns. Only Willie Parker's done that in the last decade.
I'll never forget. Remember we did the game in Cincinnati? We were going to like all excited to watch him play. And Mike Tomlin came in the room and goes, "No,
he'll be inactive tomorrow.
You're not going to see him.
Yeah.
He's not ready."
Only Steeler, that is, in the last decade, other than Willie Parker. And now they are going to test it again, the coverage with Brad Smith. And they run out of real estate at the 35. Still a good starting point for the Jets. But we've had 2 long touchdown drives in this game by the Steelers. 96 yards and now 74 for the lead. Jets break huddle. Snap it at the 34, down 7. First snap of the second half for Sanchez and company. Fake to Sean Green. Dump it over to Green. Bounce it around to about the 39. James Harrison in on the play. Jets offense now. The time elapsed 175 minutes since the third quarter of the Bengals game on Thanksgiving night. Last time the offense put up a touchdown.
Well, the one thing the Jets said to us last night, the defense of the Steelers, it gets better as the game goes along.
And that's Green for about a 4-yard gain. Got 3rd and 1 on the way.
Well, so far today, the best throw of the day by far for Mark Sanchez, keeping those hands on the football and just letting it go perfectly. Beautiful arch on the football, perfect speed, nice catch. The question is, can they get situations like that anymore in this game?
Everybody in tight. Green, the running back. They fake to him. Sanchez throws and has the first down to Keller.
I was wondering if that football was tipped.
Wobbling, wasn't it?
I'm not sure it was a tip, but this is a great call by Brian Schottenheimer. This is what you got to do, ways to create plays. Oh, yes, it was tipped.
Yep.
It was tipped, but still, it got right on target. Good job by Dustin Keller getting down the field.
It was Ike Taylor who got a fingertip on it, but Sanchez completes the throw and has the ball now on the Pittsburgh side of the field. Edwards holds on even after the big hit. Ryan Clark knocked him down, and there is a flag coming in.
They're everywhere. What a job. Sanchez stays relaxed, patient in the pocket, and puts it right on Braylon Edwards.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 25, helmet-to-helmet contact, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So Ryan Clark's flagged for a big 15-yarder on the hit on Edwards.
Short receivers covered. Look at the space. Good throw. Can't tell. You know, we got to remember they call this.
I think you can tell right there. I tell you, he's been maybe the most outspoken player in the league about all these helmet-to-helmet hits and complaining that this has been over-examined.
Well, it wasn't. His helmet did not hit Braylon Edwards, but he did lead with it, which is illegal.
Sets up the Jets at the 16, and that awkward throw with William Gay putting on pressure.
It was awkward. It was awkward, Jim, but it was good because he avoided a sack. And that's, you know, so even when you get close, sometimes, Jim, they're going to call those personal fouls, and it's maybe not a foul in the sense of the word, but when you hit too high, you're putting it down in the official's mind, and in doubt, they're going to throw the flag.
Will there be a fine accompanying that?
Absolutely.
No question. 2nd and 10. And Green ridden down by Timmons. Gain of 5. He definitely launched.
Well, that's another good point too. He launches, led with the helmet. There you go. We got a double infraction. So, and you know, I will say this: the Steelers have been a little unlucky. They've had a couple calls that were not, in the sense of the rule, penalties or fouls, but they also have had a lot that are. And you know, like I told you, when it's close, we've been over this many times. You got to throw the flag.
Got to get to the 6 for a first. 3rd and 5. Tomlinson in the game now. Holmes stopped short. Driven back by McFadden.
Well, that was another good job of being patient and sticking it in there. And I think the New York Jets will go for it on 4th down to get this tie. The play takes a long time to develop. Sanchez hangs in there, hits the outside receiver. Boy, that's a nice catch by Santonio Holmes. And that's what you do too, regardless. You ask for a measurement. Why? To get some time to think about it more, and also to see your play call. There's a big difference between a half a yard and 1 foot. Well, maybe not. Maybe a yard and then a half a yard.
Now it's a half a yard. 4th down on the way. And they're keeping their offensive unit on the field.
You know, here's why I think the right call is to go for it. One, it is a half a yard, and the Jet defense has given up 2 long drives to the Steelers. And they made their last drive, they made it look easy. I saw some 4th down plays over this earlier today, some on Thursday night, and one thing they all had in common when they didn't work, they lined up in an I formation. They ran it right up the middle.
Tony Richardson, the fullback, comes in. Sean Green is the running back.
The strength of the Steelers' run defense absolutely is right up the middle.
They're going to line up in the eye that you spoke of. They're going to go up the middle. No. Sanchez on the bootleg still has it. What a fake.
What a call. They did exactly for one thing you don't want. They actually had some good blocks up front. Nick Mango just blew it out of there. But what a good fake by Mark Sanchez. One thing he can do very well. I think he's a terrific handler of the football. And it came in handy right there. Nice fake. Nobody in the defense. Nobody thinking of the quarterback keep.
When you're saying great handler of the football, some would say, wait, he fumbled 4 times. You're talking about play action faking, right, and trickery, yes, and the deception that you just saw right there.
Good point.
Inside snap, but a good job getting it down by Weatherford. Falk ties it at 17. Stop all the countdowns. The Jets offense is in to tie the game at 17. 66-yard drive. The Jets 8 plays on that drive and 198 plays between offensive touchdowns. Put that to rest. Antonio Brown twisting around. Drew Coleman the first to make contact with him. Well covered by the Jets. Jets drove down the field, aided by a penalty as well. And Sanchez runs it in on the bootleg on 4th down to tie it. This game has been tied at 7, at 10, and now at 17. With 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, Jim Nantz and Phil Simms here at Heinz Field. And Roethlisberger out of the pocket throws it away. Thought the fantasy season was over? Well, folks, it's not. Play NFL.com Playoff Challenge today, and you can win a trip to Super Bowl 46 in Indianapolis. Sign up for free at NFL.com/fantasy or search NFL Playoff Challenge.
Excuse me. I was clearing my throat. It's over for a lot of people.
Yeah. You're very much alive.
That's right. There we go. Thank you. So is Tommy Spencer.
Fantasy phenom. I never thought I'd live to see it. Phil Simms. 2nd down and 10. And that's a good run by Mendenhall out to the 30. Looks like about 4, maybe 5.
Well, what's so important about getting 4 or 5 yards and not getting any? Because now if the Jets decide to blitz and they send all those people, a short pass will get you the first down. If it's 3rd and 10 and they send them all, you're going to throw it short, they're going to tackle, you're going to punt.
Pittsburgh's converted 7 out of 10 3rd downs. They need 6 for the first here. Blitz picked up. Pass caught for a first by Wallace. Out at the 46.
Just another good job of hanging in the pocket and just waiting. But the blitz, it's a great disguise by the Jets. They get over here, you think nobody's going to blitz, and look at the coming across the formation. And Roethlisberger again just patient, relaxed, and what a throw over the middle.
And we got flags down as there was a scuffle after the catch. The 17-yard play to number 17, Mike Wallace.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 71. Blow to the head of the defender. After the play was over. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's Flozell Adams.
I saw somebody's head get snapped back, so that's what did it, I think.
Yep, that's when the flag was pulled.
Flozell Adams, you know, if he just gives you a little push, you don't have to fake about going down the ground. You go.
Just ask Ike Taylor, his teammate.
Ike Taylor.
He was telling us about that this week, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's making fun of Flozell Adams. Slapped him on the back of the head, running. He says, hey, I'm going to get you. But he grabbed him going in the locker room, put him in a headlock. What did Ike Taylor say?
He thought his head was going to come off.
About passed out. He goes, I'm blacking out. So everybody likes him. That was a big, big mistake, of course, by him. And you just can't be drawn into any pushing matches or anything like that now in these games. 15 yards is too big.
Still, it'll be a first down for the Steelers. It was after the reception. By the way, on New Year's Eve day, the Commonwealth of Kentucky will be all fired up, and you'll see it for Kentucky and Louisville at noon Eastern time. Calipari and Patino. Kentucky and Louisville here on CBS, the home of the NCAA championship, road to the Final Four. On first down, it is Mendenhall scooting ahead up to the 37 for 5 yards. Mendenhall had a big series that last time they drove it down the field.
Yes, we said it, he does so many things well, but probably the greatest is he's just got good forward lean, and he can hit defenders and always fall forward to get that extra yard or two.
On pace to top 100 for the 4th time this year, 87 already. 2nd down and 5. David Harris pushes him back.
Yeah, nice play by David Harris, waiting and filling that hole as he cut back and making the tackle. David Harris, Bart Scott last week against the Miami Dolphins. That was a dream come true. A team that just ran it inside, kept it. Wasn't difficult to defend the pass, and they made a lot of plays.
Well, folks, one of the biggest stories of the week, what happened last Sunday. Sal Alosi, the strength conditioning coach of the Jets, with this an outrageously dumb thing, tripping the gunner for the Dolphins. He's been suspended for the rest of the season and sparked a whole series of reactions like who knew about it, who didn't. 3rd down and 3, and that's an incompletion. I talked actually last night to Rex Ryan about it. He said they can bring the FBI in. I can tell you right now, I don't care because I know the truth. I didn't know anything about it. Now, of course, it has again almost brought on now, spawned this whole re-emphasis on bench area decorum and restrictions. And I've been watching all day. The Jets are way back in that bench area.
Get a big get back coach, somebody that makes sure nobody's near the sideline. You see the other points of emphasis. I'm sure it's been carried out very well around the NFL today.
Papanos with the return by Kachuri. And it's a good run back out to the 34. 47-yard punt, 19-yard return. Now, check out the gunner on this case. The Steelers nowhere near the sideline was Cresden Butler. Tonight is Survivor Sunday on CBS. And after 60 minutes, see the final vote that will make one survivor a millionaire. Followed by the live reunion show tonight on America's #1 network. First and 10, and Tomlinson nowhere. No gain.
Well, the Jets did a good job down on the goal line. Look at all the defenders. Crammed inside. Nice fake. Catches the Steeler defense by surprise. Nobody thinking about watching the quarterback.
No game.
Keep the football going to the outside.
On 2nd and 10. Holmes. And Taylor pushes him back. Gain of 9. Update time. James Brown in New York.
Hey, Jim, Giants' loss has already put Atlanta into the postseason, but they're continuing to play well against Seattle on a 3rd and goal. Matt Ryan hooking up with Roddy White, 5-yard strike, 7 catches, 65 yards, and a touchdown for White. 34-10, Atlanta over Seattle late in the 3rd. Jim Nance, Bill Sims.
It's getting ugly out in the NFC West. 6-8 is going to lead that division at the end of the day with the Seahawks and the Rams, and on 3rd and a yard, Sanchez keeps it for the first. And the Jets are going to be content to let this quarter run out.
Yeah, to go ahead and let it run out, shorten the game, and get the what breeze there is, get it behind you.
So that's the end of the 3rd quarter here in Pittsburgh. The score is tied at 17, and we'll return after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. We go to the 4th quarter with the game tied at 17. Jim Nance, Phil Sims. Everything you thought it would be?
Yes, it is. In fact, I think that what I've been surprised by that the offenses have executed, I think, pretty well, considering the style both defenses play, and the teams are built for their defenses to do well.
First down for the Jets. Sanchez one to go down the field, and no one there. 2 players defending. McFadden the closest to that ball. Edwards the receiver. James Harrison slow to get up. He was crashing in on the quarterback.
Yeah, James Harrison, 92, coming around the left side. Oh, he gets around there quickly. The problem is he's got another defender of his coming from the other side, makes it hard for him to go straight to the quarterback. That was Ziggy Hood that got through.
Now 2nd and 10. Tomlinson. Maybe a yard. That's it. Wednesday on CBS, Katy Perry, Ricky Martin, Maroon 5, and the co-hosts of The Talk share inspiring true stories of adoption. Celebrate the season with A Home for the Holidays, Wednesday, only CBS. Only 38 total yards for LT so far.
Well, the one thing in this game, the Steelers have not, since the first series or two, they have not blitzed the Jets much at all. But here they come.
3rd and 9. Sanchez somehow shakes it. A great grab by Edwards. And he has a first down inside the Pittsburgh 40. Ryan Mundy was coming in on Sanchez, who somehow was able to get away from it.
Couple things. They have a free blitzer coming to him. He ducks, keeps 2 hands on the football. Learned a great lesson last week, and what a throw. Oh my gosh, how it gets past the defender, you don't even know. McFadden all over it. Nice catch by Braylon Edwards.
James Harrison decks him after the tremendous grab.
That was textbook. Dip the shoulder, get out of the way of the pass rusher, get back up and throw it.
From the 38, Tomlinson wrestled down again at the line of scrimmage. James Harrison.
You know, you look at this Jets offense, they have shown a lot of new stuff today. It's a different game plan, a different thought process. You got to give Brian Schottenheimer the credit. He came into our meeting last night. He answered the questions, and he took the blame. He goes, look, a lot of it, some of it's my fault. I've been a little too aggressive in the play calling, not giving my quarterback easy completions. He's been patient with the run game today, and most of all, he just created some easy throws.
2nd and 10. Holmes. That's down to the 31. James Ferrier, who was drafted by the Jets with the 8th pick overall back in '97. Most of his career, though, here in Pittsburgh. Jets have never won here. We mentioned that at the top. 0-7, including the playoff loss in the '04 season here. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh's never won at Philadelphia. Dick LeBeau's defense looking to make a play here on 3rd. And we'll call it a short 4. They go run. Tomlinson squeezes through a tiny opening and has the first.
More and more I've seen this in the NFL in the last couple weeks because the numbers favor the offense. Look at the block down, the pull around by Matt Slauson. Good job of getting them out of the way. And LaDainian Tomlinson knows the situation, ducks his head, runs right through a defender to get a few extra yards and the first down.
Showed a good burst, but also got to give a good block there to Wayne Hunter, who got his first start today. It was really squaring up and opening up the seam he needed. 1st down and 10, and Green carries Timmons with him for about 2. We're talking about Kentucky and Louisville on Friday. That'll be followed by Notre Dame and Miami, that old rivalry. Some of those classic games back in the late 80s into the 90s. Notre Dame and Miami will meet down in El Paso as our longtime partnership continues down at the Sun Bowl here on CBS.
I think the Jets have accomplished a lot here today. They came in, they played a football team that gives you no choice how you're going to play. You're either going to play tough and physical or you just have no chance to win, and they've done that.
This is the 11th play of the drive for the Jets. On 2nd and 8, almost intercepted. Timmons and Vin Monday had a play on it. Speaking of Monday, how about the Steelers defense today without Polamalu?
Well, they've been solid, and they haven't made the spectacular plays which sets them apart. That's James Harrison again getting pressure on Sanchez, and when you get pressure on the quarterback, you saw it. They don't have this much time to make that decision, and they make mistakes. Sanchez lucky.
Troy right behind Tomlin. There have been no turnovers committed in this game on either side. They failed to advance it. This will be about a 40-yard field goal from here. 3rd and 8. Sanchez has to tuck it under. He's 2 yards short of a first. William Gay falls on him after a scramble of 6.
Well, he drops back. It's another good job feeling the rush and moving forward. Good look at the blitz pickup and look at the lane. But now he knows he's got to pull it down. He protects it. No decision here. You kick the field goal.
Nick Folk made it from 25 in the first half. This from 34. Tanner Purdom snaps it back perfectly. Rutherford gets it down, and it's driven through right down the middle. And the Jets have taken the lead with 10 minutes to go. Game started with the electrifying kick return for the touchdown. Roethlisberger tied it, tossed to Spaeth. Mendenhall had him ahead when he scored, but then Sanchez pulled off the 4th down. Beautiful play action fake and bootleg touchdown run. Been a 1-score game all day. Now it's the Jets on top by 3. That was to the 14, Weldy Moore. And 3 Jets wrap them up at about the 28. Just a 15-yard return. So 10 minutes to go in the game. Jets by a field goal. Back here at Heinz Field, and on New Year's Day, this will be the site of the Winter Classic. The Penguins will be hosting Washington here, and it's one of the hottest tickets in years in Pittsburgh. From the 28, first down, and they stick it into the belly of Mendenhall. And he's got a first down, even with Harris chasing after him. Gain of 11.
Yeah, really clever play by the Steelers there. What they do, they fake like they're going to go left. Out of the shotgun run, they come back with a counter. Good block again by Spaeth. Look a little fake. And of course, we've been talking about him all day. Even though they don't get the block, big guys, when they fall on the ground, makes defensive players nervous. Runners can get by him.
Mendenhall has his 100-yard game. Kemoeatu also threw a big block there, along with Spaeth, as you mentioned. From the 39, Moore in trouble. Gets the edge. Turns a loss into a 2-yard gain.
The ball carrier.
Last time the Jets allowed a 100-yard rusher was November a year ago. Maurice Jones-Drew, $123. It's been 20 games since allowing a 100-yard rusher until today. Second and 8. Roethlisberger fumbles the football. It's picked up by Adams. He was stripped by Brian Thomas.
Well, the blitz came. The protection was very good. Ben Roethlisberger takes his hand off the football, and it gets knocked out.
Actually, it looked like maybe it was Drew Coleman who reached in there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Coleman, that's it. He knocks it out of his hand right there. And how about Flozell Adams?
He's got one hand on it.
One hand.
Look at this move. He wants to make a move right here on Taylor.
Yeah.
Lost 11 in the end.
That was a good idea. But a good job of recovering the fumble. Big guys, the rule is big guys fall on it. Don't pick it up.
Yeah, auditioning for running back. 3rd and 19. Here comes the blitz. Pass caught, and Wallace tries to dive for it, but he's going to be a couple yards short.
Man, that almost backfired. 3rd and 19. They come with the blitz. They put all the pressure. They finally get one free guy coming in, but it doesn't matter. It's too late. And it's a good thing there were other defenders way back there. Otherwise, that would have been a big backfire for this Jets defense.
Campanos will have to punt. Steelers will give it back to the Jets. Trailing by 3, they have to surrender the football. Whistles first.
To go back to that last play.
False start. Number 50, the offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
I guess it's to be true to who they are. 3rd and long this year. They just keep blitzing, and teams have hurt them. Teams have picked up some unlikely 3rd downs because the Jets bring pressure.
Campanos punted one game back November the 1st for the Indianapolis Colts when McAfee was suspended for a game. Punted last year for the Green Bay Packers. And after Daniel Sepulveda was put on injury reserve with an ACL injury a couple of weeks ago, he's got the job. And that's a catch made, fair catch by Cotchery after a 35-yard boot. 7 minutes, 9 seconds to go. Jets football leading by 3. Tonight is Survivor Sunday on CBS. After 60 minutes, see the final vote. And the live reunion show on America's #1 network. Jets 2 drives in this half, producing 10 points. Hartsook adjusts to that right side and rolling right is Sanchez. And Sanchez has Edwards, who's ridden out of bounds by Timmons. Wednesday showtime. JB will anchor it. Chris, Warren, and of course Phil Simms.
JB's trim.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Cable's longest running show, multi-award winning Inside the NFL, plus the thoughts of Michael Lombardi coming up Inside the NFL on Showtime on Wednesday. 2nd down, 4 to go.
Unbalanced line.
Sean Green has a 1st down for the Jets.
Boy, Sean Green, the type of runner, this is a situation you love it. And what the Jets do, they put their power to the right side. We got 3 offensive linemen. DeBrickershaw Ferguson right here is the left tackle. Now to the right. Look at that opening they create. Why do you do it? You want to get good blockers to one side. And a lot of times you do that unbalanced line because you want the defensive line to shift a certain way, so you like your blocking matchups better. Simon Ed made the trip here.
Yeah, made the traveling squad from the 34 1st down. And that's Green for a couple. Jets lead it at 20-17. Again, Jets have never won at Pittsburgh. And the one that hurt the most, the one loss, was in that 04 season, that 05, January 05 divisional playoff game, when it looked like the Jets had them beat, had 2 field goal tries to win it in the last 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Doug Bryan missing those. Steelers went on to win it. And that final was 20-17.
Well, what they've done, they've taken this game down where the Steelers are going to get just one more shot at it, they hope.
2nd and 8. Santonio Holmes has another New York 1st down in midfield.
Against his good buddy Ike Taylor. How about that? Again, good protection. Mark Sanchez, so relaxed, takes his time, and it is right on target. And the big thing, the pace of the throw is perfect. And that's what he has done today. He corrected a lot of mistakes in 1 week. Good coaching to do that. Good techniques. Looked it off, then finds his guy, makes the throw.
Those 2 guys work out together in the offseason along with James Farrior down in Orlando. Holmes and Taylor.
Mike Taylor said he's dreamed about him all week.
Spin move. Doesn't fool the Steelers front line. Timmons comes up to stop Green. No gain. By the way, the day after Christmas, next Sunday, regional action, with many of you seeing the Jets at Soldier Field to take on the Bears, and what no doubt also will be an important game for both sides. We'll be there, plus other regional action, and it all gets started with the NFL today at noon Eastern time next Sunday on CBS. Holmes lined up on the right side on 2nd down and 10 at the top. They go left though with Edwards.
Twice. Not that, you can't just, you got to try to make plays, but twice the Jets have gone out of bounds on this drive. That is a lot of time that is saved for the Steelers if they do get this chance.
Sanchez over 3,000 yards on the season as of today.
Inside. Oh, sorry.
3rd down coming up here. Got to get to the 41 for the first, and we're inside 4 minutes.
Well, it's a crucial play. Usually when there's a big moment, defenses do what the character, and that's blitz for the Steelers, and they do it.
Well, they fake the deep snap and a short snap to Tomlinson, and he has the 1st down.
That was some call by the Jets. You've got to pay attention to the alignment of the running backs. When you're at 3rd, look how close LaDainian Tomlinson is. He never gets in that position. Well, when he lines up that close, it's got to tell you. Sanchez, nice job going upside to Brickashell Ferguson. Gets outside, a nice cutback by LaDainian Tomlinson.
Boy, Dustin Keller was pushing back a couple of Steelers. It picks up 10 yards, so the third down conversion. New set of downs with 3:43 to go.
That is what I call a coach 'em up play. In other words, the coach got it done for the players.
Sean Green. Big hit at the 32. Now both teams full 3 timeouts remaining on the Pittsburgh side of things. When do you start thinking about taking them?
Well, I think if the Jets run the football right here, I would call a timeout immediately after the play.
6, the 33.
I think what they've done, no matter what happens, even if they get a first down, I think they're getting the clock in a situation, Jim, where you got to use your timeouts now.
Looked like Tomlin might have been setting up a timeout call. He was talking to an official on the sideline. Might want to pounce on it after this 2nd and 5 play. Doesn't have to worry about it. An incompletion. Stops the clock at 2:56. AFC playoff picture looks like this. Now, if Pittsburgh ends up losing here today, Baltimore won, they'd have identical records, but Pittsburgh would have still the edge over the Ravens right now because of a better divisional record. Pittsburgh only lost in the division once to Baltimore, but the Ravens lost once to the Steelers and once to the Bengals.
Since the Jets are only up 3 points, I can't disagree with the throw before.
3rd down and 5.
Got to stay aggressive.
And that pass tipped.
And Ike Taylor, that time against Antonio Holmes, very aggressive at the line of scrimmage. He wasn't going to lose a quick throw like he did a couple of plays before. On the outside, bottom of the screen. No, I'll take it back. He really didn't get his hand, just hit him with his hand. Antonio Holmes just lost his footing.
And Kiesel got a hand on it, and the Jets again bypassed the 50-yard field goal. Bring in Weatherford. Just well covered down the field. Beautiful job by the Jets. Marquise Cole downs it with 2:45 left. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, and then the season finale of Survivor Nicaragua. Season finale and live reunion show on America's #1 network. Well, the Steelers, they had a 96-yard touchdown drive back in the 2nd quarter. They'll start now at the 3, down 3 with 2:45 remaining. And look out, Jason Taylor comes in. That's a safety.
It absolutely is.
Boy, they waited a long time to signal it. But Mewelde Moore is knocked down in the end zone, and the Jets put up a safety.
Well, they missed the blocking assignment. The left guard came on to, is going to pull. Here it comes. And watch Jason Taylor just shoot the gap and make the play. They can't get the down block on him. Oh, yeah, they miss it. And that football has to completely come out of the end zone. It does not make it. Inside of 2 minutes, it could be a booth review, but I don't see why. Boy, Jason Taylor, don't hear his name a lot. He has had a solid year.
Boy, he just throws him down. Jason Taylor, who grew up in Pittsburgh, watching the Steelers, Steeler fan, watched their 3-4 defense under the likes of Dom Capers and Dick LeBeau. Wow.
You know, I'm sorry. I thought it was inside of 2 minutes. It's not. If it's going to be challenged, the Steelers have to do it. No, that football is right on the goal line. Like I said, the whole football has to get out of the end zone. It did not.
And you don't need to throw away a timeout right now.
No. With a good angle, another good shot.
Boy, he's always had his whole career the knack for making the big play. And now the Jets will be receiving the football. The free kick from the 20 coming up.
3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning for the Steelers.
Capital,
Campanos. Kick only goes to the 38. Cromartie reverses field, and that was costly. He's dropped back at the 30. Some of the headlines already turned in today. Jackson ends the game against the Giants with a punt return for the touchdown. They come back from 21 down. Rice and the Ravens beat the Saints. And the Colts now are in control of things in the AFC South, defeating Jacksonville. New England and Green Bay coming up later tonight. Kansas City a victor over St. Louis. First down with Green for 2. And a timeout called by the Steelers, their first. 12 unanswered points by the Jets to lead it on the road. Atlanta right now looking like a 1 seed and leading comfortably against Seattle. And Seattle is going to fall in all likelihood to 6-8, which will share that division lead at 6-8 record with St. Louis.
Steeler defense, you play run all the way.
With 2:30 to go and second down and 8. Green tries to get outside, and he does before taken down by Ryan Monday. Run for 5 and another timeout by the Steelers. Third down on the way. Back here at Heinz Field. Again, there's the lineup tonight on CBS. Third down on the way for the Jets. 1 timeout. That's all the Steelers have. They're going to make a play right here. 3rd and 3. You get Sanchez moving right, throws, and it's knocked down by Ryan Monday. There is a flag at the line of scrimmage. And it's against the Jets, and it's going to be refused. They were throwing it to Dustin Keller.
Eligible player downfield, number 78, offense. Penalty would be declined.
Jets trying to win the game. So they throw it on 3rd down, 78. That's what happens. Wayne Hunter is way down the field, just trying to block his guy. The play took a little longer than he probably expected.
So the incompletion allows Pittsburgh to save its 1 timeout. And a hugely favorable bounce for Rutherford and the Jets. And it finally comes to rest at the 8. A 52-yard punt.
You know, that field it almost sounds like it's frozen. So when it hit that hard turf, it just turned over and started rolling. But the Steelers, they got to be very happy. They get the football back. They still have over 2 minutes, and they have 1 timeout left.
Weatherford's last 2 punts, Phil, and pinned the Steelers at the 3 and now at the 8.
Look at this defense. Everybody up. They have to bail out.
Coming after Roethlisberger, pass short of Sanders. He knew they were coming.
Yeah, he did. Well, first off, they're all up, but you know they're not going to take that big of a chance. The safety gets out. The play out here just takes too long. And Ben Roethlisberger just, you know, not that you panic, but you just know time is up. So he lets it go. That's why the throw is off target.
Jason Taylor with that huge tackle for a safety to put the Jets up 5. One more snap before the 2-minute warning. They're coming again. Roethlisberger able to get out of it and take off for a first down and more. And hurdles out of bounds at the 27. Boy, let let me usher in a thought here. How many quarterbacks are able to shrug off the hits and make things happen, improvising like Roethlisberger? He's got life for the Steelers at the 2-minute warning. Coming up tonight on CBS 60 Minutes and Survivor season finale live reunion show. Jason Taylor injured on that last play.
Right.
And there's a change also at left tackle. There's Jonathan Scott. He was injured, in fact, on the safety play. So Trey Essex on that patchwork offensive line on the left side, protecting the blind side for Roethlisberger.
Sean Ellis going to go over there and try out Trey Essex.
On first down at the 30, Roethlisberger off the longest run of the day for Pittsburgh, and he has a completion at the 41. Emmanuel Sanders for 11.
You know, if you're the Jets defense, if they catch it, that's not the big, it's not a big problem. Just don't let them run. So be in position, give up a few yards. Just make sure you can make the tackle.
1:30 to go. Down the middle and incomplete. That is Pittsburgh's very own Darrelle Revis. Aliquippa actually just outside of town here.
Well, the fans might not like it, Jim, but it is excellent coverage. Darrelle Revis in good spot. Comes up, got his hand. It's everything. That is perfectly played.
Again, got to put up a touchdown on this drive. Thanks to that Taylor safety. Field goal does no good. Second down, and the ball's out. Roethlisberger picks it up. He's going to suffer a huge loss. I'll tell you, Drew Coleman's been in that backfield a couple of times in this quarter. Stripped him once. And now the ball comes out again, and the Steelers have to call their last time out.
They didn't get fooled by the little move that they did earlier in the game. Drew Coleman runs right through him. Stays on the ground. That's the important thing. Then reaches out and knocks it away. Doesn't jump, doesn't let him get around him.
That's twice he's done that, Phil, in this quarter.
And, you know, it was nothing. They just lined up in a simple defense, and they just send the fourth rusher from way outside, and the Steeler offensive line was not ready for it.
And Taylor was back out on the field.
Look at that. That's just the fourth guy, so that should not be difficult to pick up. But quite honestly, you never know where the extra rusher is going to come with the New York Jets.
That was a 14-yard loss.
Well, what he does now, because you have no timeouts, Ben Roethlisberger, of course, 2 downs, has to gamble.
Third and 24. Have to get to just past the 50 for a first down. They've got someone up there. It's Sanders who makes the move for the first. He Heddybo brings him down at the 42. He broke away from Revis and picks up 29 on third and 24. And they have to hurry up. No timeouts. And they give away the down with the spike.
The Jets trying to play safe. They're trying to play a safe defense and not give up the big play. But Roethlisberger just waits and waits, and right in the middle of the field, oh my gosh, nobody carries an inside receiver up the field.
Got away from Revis first, Poole second. Those 2 moves pick up the first, Phil.
And of course, what do? Do you send extra guys at Ben Roethlisberger? That time they sent 3. He knows it, steps up, gets a big completion.
52 seconds. Second down and 10. Flags down at the line, and it's incomplete. Lowry tipped it away. Spaeth was the target.
Incidental tripping, that's all it is.
Illegal formation offense. The wide receiver covered up the timeout. Tight end. Penalty will be declined. Second down.
Well, Rex Ryan said We're going to find out a lot about our team on Sunday. Are we as good as we think we are? Is it Hines Ward over there not set?
No, what had happened is the tight end was on the line of scrimmage and the wide receiver way outside was on the line of scrimmage, and that's a penalty. Now wait, they took the penalty. It should be second down then. If you're not taking it, it's third down. They were wrong. It's not second.
Second time in this game we've had some issues with the distance.
Don't forget, Ben Roethlisberger spiked the football.
Yep.
Then he threw it.
Should be 3rd and 10.
There we go.
Declining the penalty.
And that's what you do. You decline the penalty, give them 2 more chances. Don't give them an extra play.
Have to get to the 34 for a first. 47 seconds. Lofts it. First down. Wallace down at the 26. Picked up 18. And another spike at 29.
With a spike.
Well, it's a nice job by Ben Roethlisberger. If you're the Jets, if you're going to rush 3, somebody has got to stay right in front of him. So if he moves forward, you could come off and make the sack. Nice catch by Mike Wallace. That was close. Jim, if he gets to the outside after he catches it, it's going to be a foot race. So good job staying in position by Cromartie that time.
Trey Essex is doing a good job so far in late emergency fill-in duty on that left side. Second down and 10 from the 26. Now going for the end zone and just past the outstretched arms of Emmanuel Sanders.
Sanders slowed down. He stopped. Roethlisberger throws it, then he tries to restart. No chance. Watch 88. See if he slows down. Oh, well, I see why he slowed down. He was pulled. Dwight Lowry grabbed his jersey. Right before you see the end of that play, he definitely got his right hand and jerked him, pulled that jersey, and slowed Sanders down.
24 seconds. You get tackled in the field of play, it's going to be tough. You'll have time for another quick spike if you pick up the first. And there they are in the middle at the 10. Brown is hit. Now they'll hustle.
Got to line up correctly.
Randall L. runs to that left side on the wing, and they'll have time for a couple of throws if needed to the end zone. It's a 5-point game because of the Jason Taylor.
Well, yeah, it's a big play, but also remember that 5-point lead is determined what the Jets defense and how the Pittsburgh offense has reacted in this drive. For the Jets, they know that only a touchdown beats them, so they've been a little bit conservative in some of their defensive calls.
And they call timeout. Timeout Jets.
I know one thing. You hear me say it every week. There are spots for the 3-man rush, but against good throwing veteran quarterbacks, just my experience, I think the stats would back it up tremendously. They destroy it because they know they have time. Roethlisberger's moving just a little to buy that extra time, and he's getting throws wide open. So 9 seconds to go. You get 2 shots into the end zone. And any play that's short of the end zone, game is over. And the one thing you cannot let happen if you're the Jets, you cannot let the quarterback move. Even if you don't rush him, spread out 4 guys and go try to push it back and make him stand there and find an open guy and make a very good throw to win the game.
Splits out Redmond wide to the right. If Pittsburgh finds the end zone and wins, they'll clinch a playoff berth.
If you let him move, you're in trouble.
10 yards to glory with 9 seconds. Roethlisberger looks left, looks right, looks center of the field, got all kinds of time, throws back to the end zone, incomplete. And only 2 seconds remain.
Thank you.
Spaeth and Sanders were both back in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, that was good job. Oh boy, the guy right down the middle. Spaeth was open immediately. Roethlisberger did not see him. I did not see it either. Jet sideline, they just know it's incomplete.
Boy, one play, so much riding on it.
Rex Ryan's going to call timeout.
And there it is. Pittsburgh trying to go 92 yards in the last 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
You know, Jim, let's just look real quick. The last play. Let's watch Spaeth. You don't think he's going to be open going down the middle because this defender, but he's looking to the left. Let's see if he is open. Well, he is there, but the initial read, that's why Roethlisberger gets off of it. Good job. Everybody covered.
"60 Minutes and the Survivor season finale coming up next here on CBS. So down the one snap, one play. Will the Jets find the same fate as the Giants, losing on the very last play of the game?
Well, now
or will they pull off the big road win?
Sorry, time is not a problem for Roethlisberger. He can move all he wants. Notice the last play.
Looks right, it's shut down. Now he's going to run left and fires it, and it's incomplete. The Jets have pulled off the victory. That was intended for Spaeth. Cole was on the coverage, and they had their 2 shots, the Steelers, into the end zone, but the Jets wouldn't allow it.
Good discipline by the defense. Everybody stayed in their zone. They waited. They covered the receivers.
Hey, we'll see you in there. You know it. Play again.
Let's watch it. Boy, Roethlisberger did what he wanted. Nobody opened initially. He moves. I did not see anybody come open.
It's funny how you live week to week in this league, isn't it? The Jets so down coming in here and people just jumping off the bandwagon.
Yeah, that's
Next thing
true.
you know, you win at Pittsburgh, the team that had the 2nd best record in the conference.
Listen, everything the Jets wanted to do, they did today. They won the special teams with the kickoff return. The offense came to life. The defense comes through in the big moment this time.
Sanchez had a clean game, had all kinds of support by Mark Brunell as backup all week long. Kept telling him, just be you. Jets win it at 22-17. Coming up next at 60 Minutes, followed by the season finale of Survivor, and then the live reunion show. For Phil Simms and all the crew, Jim Nantz saying so long from Pittsburgh. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.